And showtime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Channel Pro 5-Minute Roundup. I'm Rich Freeman, Executive Editor of the Channel Pro Network. With you, as always, for our weekly roundup of news, trends, and tips for the SMB channel is my co-host, Eric Simpson, who is Senior Vice President and CIO of SPC International, a business improvement and training organization for managed service providers and other IT providers. Eric, how's it going today?
It's going pretty good, Rich, other than it being a little bit overcast and a few sprinkles here in Southern California, as you well know.
I do. I'm just up the road from you in the City of Industry. In fact, I am broadcasting live from a D&H event, the D&H West Coast Technology Show. And yeah, I'm from Seattle. I'm used to the rain, but when I come to Southern California, I expect sunshine. What's going on?
Yep, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be there with you this time to do the twofer as we try to do when we're together. So I'm dialing in remotely from my home office today.
All right. Well, we're connected virtually, and that'll work. So let's take a look at the big story from my perspective this week. There was actually a lot of news in the industry, but the one that I wrote about that kind of grabbed me was the alliance agreement that Kaseya announced earlier in the week with IT Glue. Now, IT Glue is a name very familiar to a lot of MSPs. They've really carved out a space for themselves as sort of the preferred documentation vendor for the MSP market. And Kaseya has created an agreement that essentially turns the IT Glue solution into part of the Kaseya IT Complete IT management platform. Obviously, IT Glue remains an independent company. The product is for sale to anyone who wants to use it with other suites or what have you. But if you're a Kaseya user, you're going to be able to take advantage of some pretty tight integration between IT Glue and the rest of the Kaseya suite. What sounds like unique integration. And Kaseya is also now a authorized reseller of the IT Glue solution, so you'll actually get your licensing at a discounted rate. So kind of an interesting deal involving two big names in managed services.
Right. And more and more of our partners that we work with are using and leveraging IT Glue for their documentation purposes. And from what I understood from the announcement, this is a unique, almost exclusive type of an arrangement between Kaseya and IT Glue that allows them to integrate their products at the source code level, which is unique in the industry. So that is telling, foreshadowing of potentially some other future opportunities. So we'll be on the lookout to see what occurs between these two organizations. And again, this is another one of those seismic shifts and moves that we're always talking about, Rich, where we're seeing some consolidation, some partnership, and now I think things are getting pretty heated up in the channel among some of these deals and some of these partnerships that are being created. So it'll be an interesting balance of 2018 to see how things shake up.
Completely agree. This IT Glue is a major enough name that this was an announcement that I'm sure made waves with the SolarWinds MSP ConnectWise Datto/Autotask folks. And you're absolutely right. Actually, I didn't mention before that developers are working at Kaseya and IT Glue at a source code level, and they made it pretty clear to me that they have some further integration coming along within the next 3 to 4 months that they think is groundbreaking, and we will see what that is. But in the interim, Eric, you've got a tip for our audience this week. What is it?
So this week's tip is all about leveraging marketing development funds. All too often, we're working with our partners, and the struggle is, how do we afford the investment for lead generation and marketing activities and lunch and learns and all this? And they're forgetting that their vendors have literally billions of dollars a year go back that has been earmarked for marketing development funds to help partners grow their businesses. So the tip is become that go-to partner. Ask. So the back east saying is don't ask, don't get, right? Engage with every one of your vendors. Ask them what their MDF programs are. How do you qualify for those? And even if there isn't an MDF program in place, we've been successful at helping partners acquire MDF programs by pitching unique ideas or presenting ideas to vendors and then engaging them not only for funds to help defray the costs of these events, but also for speakers, for webinars, and for lunch and learn and business breakfast events, and for, giveaways and things like that. So, what I would say is be that go-to partner, be unique, approach your vendors, ask for MDF, ask for that closer collaboration, and then after the event, give them a report of what happened, how many folks showed up, how many leads you're working, what the potential forecast may be, and present that to them so that they have some kind of visibility into the results of the event. So go out there and ask for MDF, engage with your vendors, and review your vendors. Maybe you're thinking of making a switch or adding a new solution or service to your stack, and one of your criteria should be MDF. Does a vendor offer MDF? What other assistance do they give you? And that may sway your decision in partnering with some of these vendors in the future.
That is a really great tip. And as I'm listening to you talking about that, I think back to a conversation I had last June with Rob Ray, who's the Vice President of Business Development at Datto. And he said basically their issue at Datto isn't getting good ROI on their MDF funds. It's finding people to take the funds. Partners don't know the funds are available and don't realize how easy it is often to get a hold of it. In the case of Datto, I think Rob has it down to a 6-question form you fill out, and he's more than happy to give you some money and do some co-marketing with you if you've got an idea. And that's just one vendor, one example. There are a lot of other vendors out there with money in their, burning a hole in their pocket that they would like to share with you. And really, it is just a question of asking.
Right. And we have some partners that have developed that expertise to the degree of they have a whole team that all they do all year is go after MDF. And some of the most successful partners that we work with are getting funds in the amounts of $1 million a year or more. Now, of course, you've got to be selling stuff to play at that level. But I'm saying it's out there, and go after it.
Well, as long as we're talking about money burning a hole in somebody's pocket, let's move on to our last story for the show this week, which concerns Jeff Bezos of Amazon fame, who is now approximately $40 billion wealthier than any other human being on Earth, I believe. And if you're wondering, what do you do when you're that wealthy? What do you do with the money? Jeff is apparently digging deep, looking for ways to capitalize on those funds. And one of the ideas he's come up with is to construct a clock in the desert that is designed to last for 10,000 years. There was a photograph of him earlier in the week taking a robotic dog for a walk. He's stretching. He's reaching, Eric. From my perspective, he doesn't quite know what to do with all the wealth.
I feel for him. Everybody needs a few pet projects. I'm just glad that he's able to realize the benefits of helping change the world and helping change shopping and marketing and all these other things. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he's going to do as a legacy. As other billionaires have pledged what they're going to do and give away these funds and help humanity. I'm interested to hear, I'm sure he gives away money and things like that, but I don't remember seeing or reading a lot about it. So he may be doing it on the sly, but you can't take it all with you. So I'm looking forward to hearing what his plan is for, helping humanity with some of these, billions and billions of dollars that he can't spend.
No, it's a really great point. He's having fun with the money, and that's great. He certainly earned it, and it's amusing to watch him have fun with it. But yeah, I wonder. I mean, he must kind of look across town at Bill Gates and wonder what can I do maybe to have that kind of impact. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to do that. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us and staying with us. If you'd like to see future episodes, keep up on future episodes and more, subscribe to the Channel Pro Network channel on YouTube for more great content about the topics we've been discussing here and managed services and IT in general. Please visit the Channel Pro Network website on a regular basis. That's available at channelpronetwork.com. If you want more information about Eric and his business, go to consulting.spc-intl.com. That's consulting.spc-intl.com. He would be happy to speak with you about his services. Until next week, that's our show. We'll see you then. Have a great rest of your week. We are enjoying the rest of your week already.